What's up, ballers? This is Bobby Buckets back with another episode of NBA Live Mobile. This is going to be our first episode of a series called Budget Beasts, basically looking at cards you can get for relatively low prices that are really good, especially at the position they play. So this episode is going to be looking at point guard Budget Beasts. Basically, for point guards, the main things we're looking at are speed, dribbling or ball handling, and then passing. So the main criteria that we're looking at for price-wise is basically anybody under 20 to 30,000, because a lot of the better players, like we're looking at here, like Kyle Lowry and John Wall, they have good stats, but they're super expensive and definitely out of people's price range. So we're going to try to look at cards that people are going to be able to afford. So first stat we're going to look at is speed, and I have all these guys ranked, but the highest ranked guy for speed is going to be Ishmael Smith. So we're going to take a look at him. He's got 94 speed, 90 dribbling, and 87 passing, and all of those are super high, especially for somebody as low in rating as he is. So he's a 78 overall. His three-pointer, his shooting, and his defense aren't that good, but he's really good for a budget point guard, considering the fact that his speed, dribbling, and passing are all so high. Next guy is going to be Rondo. You all know who Rajon Rondo is. His speed is... It's going to be the 81 Rondo, because the 85 is going to cost a lot more, but his speed is 88. His dribbling is 83, and his passing is also an 88. So once again, relatively high for all of those stats. Maybe a little bit more expensive than Ish Smith, but he also has a little bit better defense. Probably not much better for three-point shooting, but he is also a great point guard, especially if you're on a budget trying to set up a good lineup. Next guy I was a little bit surprised by. It's Nikola Vujacic. I think this is how you spell it. I'll just put V-U-J. Where is he? V-U. Is there nobody with a V-U in their name? One second. Let me go back and look at these stats on my computer. Trying to rank them by speed. Obviously, guys like Russell Westbrook and Jason Kidd are up at the top. It's Sasha Vujacic. Is he in this game? This must be an error in the rankings then. But they have him down as like a 91 speed, but he's only 69 for dribbling and a 61 for passing. So not really anybody you would want to pick up, but I was kind of surprised by his ranking in the speed. Next guy is going to be Eric Bledsoe. Bledsoe, not Bledo. So take a look at him. He's got 89 speed, 80 dribbling, and 76 passing. Not as good over on the passing side, but he's a better shooter than most of the other point guards are, and his speed being high and his dribbling being high make him a good point guard. He's a better driving point guard than he is a passing point guard. So if you're looking for a point guard who can score, I would go for him over Ish Smith or Rondo. And then our last guy, at least in the speed rankings, is Michael Carter-Williams. So we'll take a look at him. Oop, just sold something. Sweet. So he's got 89 speed, just like Bledsoe, 84 dribbling, and 84 passing. Basically anybody with over 80 in each of those stats is going to be a good option. And because he's a 79, he's going to be a little bit cheaper than Bledsoe, who's usually around 20,000. Pretty terrible three-point shooter. But if you're just looking for a pure point guard, he's a good option. So he and Ish Smith, I would say, are the best options for a pure point guard. Rondo's a good option too, but he's a little bit more expensive. Next, we'll look at the handling rankings. So, first guy for handling is going to be Kemba Walker, who I'm a big fan of because I'm a Hornets fan. We're going to look at the 80 Kemba Walker because the 85 one's going to be a lot more expensive, but he's got 82 speed, 88 dribbling, and 77 passing. So not quite as good over on the passing end. He's another one of those point guards who's going to be more of a scoring point guard. I'm a little bit surprised at how bad his shooting and three-pointer are because he is basically a pure scorer, especially for a point guard. But he's a pretty good option. The next guy was also ranked pretty high on the speed. It's Ishmael Smith again. So we already looked at him. We saw he's got really good speed, dribbling, and passing. So obviously he's probably going to be up there for overall pure point guard rankings. Next we got Derrick Rose. He's really fun to play with because he basically runs around everybody and dunks on them. He's only a 78, which means he's pretty cheap. Oh, I'm selling that one. He's got 82 speed, 82 dribbling, 71 passing. So a little bit lower on those than the other guys, but he does have better shooting than them too. So if you're looking for another budget point guard who can score for you, Derrick Rose would be a good option. Next guy on the list is Brandon Jennings. The throwback Brandon Jennings. Is this the throwback one? No, I need the throwback Jennings. Oh, there he is. So he's an 81 overall. He's got 86 speed, 88 dribbling, and 82 passing. So since they're all above 80, he's a good option. He's also got 80 shooting or 83 point shooting and 70 shooting. So basically all of his stats are good except for his defensive stat. Definitely one of the better options, although he is going to cost more because he's a throwback card and there's not a whole lot of him. But if you can snipe him for a good deal, he's definitely a good option for good at everything that you need a point guard to do, including shooting. And then the last guy for ball handling is going to be Tony Parker. He's a 78, so he's going to be pretty cheap too. He's got 77 speed, 82 dribbling, and 77 passing. So a little bit lower on the point guard stats, but he's higher than most because he has 72 three-point shooting, which is pretty good, especially for a point guard. And then he's got the 62 normal shooting, which is about average. So those are going to be our top 5 budget ball handlers. And then lastly, we're going to look at our top 5 budget passers. So top of this list is going to be Rondo again. As we saw before, he's got super high passing and speed, so going to be one of your better options. Another guy who we've already seen twice before is Ish Smith. So obviously, looking at all 3 of these stats, he's in the top 3 for each one of him. So he is going to be your best option for a budget point guard with the 94 speed, 90 dribbling, and 87 passing. He's just a crazy good deal, especially if you're looking for a pure point guard who can create for other players and basically get your shooting guard the ball. Next is going to be Ricky Rubio. He's pretty good on passing. He's a little bit lower on the speed. He's just not a very fast point guard, but he does have good dribbling at 84. But his other stats aren't that great. He's got a little bit higher to defense than most of the other point guards that we've looked at, but still not great. Another one is going to be Michael Carter-Williams, who we already saw on the speed rankings. So Williams. Oh, that's Mo Williams. So he's a 79. We saw him on the other rankings, but since he's got everything above 84, he's going to be another one of your better options for a pure point guard. I would say he's your second or third best option for a pure point guard on a budget, behind Ish Smith and maybe behind Rondo. You're going to be able to get Williams for cheaper than Rondo, but his stats aren't quite as good as Rondo's because he's got 90, 87, and 89 Michael Carter Williams only has 89, 84, and 84. So, got him. And then the last on the list is Reggie Jackson. He's another one of those point guards who's going to be better at scoring than he is at distributing the ball, but he's still pretty good at speed, dribbling, and passing. All of them are above 80, which is the main criteria we're looking for. And he's got decent shooting and not great three-pointer, although I used to play with him on my team, and he seemed to make a lot of threes. So I like him as a scoring/point guard position. But yeah, like I said before, your three best bets for a pure point guard are going to be Ish Smith, Rajon Rondo, and Michael Carter Williams. So, hope you guys enjoyed this point guard episode of Budget Beasts. Let me know if you have any comments or questions, and I will see you guys next time.